outrageous.
Of course, Sheriff Luna there. Rich Piven is the president of the Association for Los Angeles Sheriff's Deputies.
I and thousands of deputy sheriffs have been simultaneously heartbroken and furious over the cold-blooded execution of one of our best.
Now, in a social media post shortly after this shooting, Sheriff Luna wrote that everything he knows about Deputy Klickenbrummer, people absolutely loved and adored him. He was an 8-year veteran of the Sheriff's Department, third generation, and he'd been based out of Palmdale since 2018. Mike and Vicki.
Thank you, Margaret. There were hundreds of individuals last night outside the Palmdale station. LA County Supervisor Kathy Barker was there. Service officer with us this morning.
When I looked in the eyes of his family at the vigil, it broke my heart because, as you said, 30 years old, just got engaged. His fiance obviously devastated. You don't have answers as to why.
There's also a law enforcement family, third generation, right? His father and grandfather also deputies.
And again, as Margaret mentioned, 10:30 the time for that news conference, and later this morning to provide some more information. And you'll leave that live here on KNX News and streaming online, by the way, KNXnews.com. Gas prices went up again over the weekend. If you waited from Friday to this morning, you're paying at least more on average. LA County about $5.92 now, Orange County about $5.91, Inland Empire $5.75-ish. Patrick DeHaan is with Gas Buddy, and he talked about the increases.
Unfortunately, right now there's a huge discrepancy between average gas prices in LA and San Francisco or Northern California. The disparity between North and Southern California in the wholesale price of gasoline is currently 50 cents a gallon, which is suggestive of significant refinery issues that are affecting Southern California, but not so much Northern California.
And when it comes to the switch to the winter blend from the summer blend, Northern California, they get it first, and then it rolls down into Southern California. So the high price is going to be with us a while longer. And again, that switch, maybe the price drop, takes effect around November 1st.
The governor says he plans to sign this bill to require corporations to disclose their carbon emissions. Mike DeWald reports the new rule will be a first in the nation requirement.
The governor making the announcement during an appearance on a panel on climate in New York. The bill creates the requirement for some of the largest companies in the state.
That is for businesses that earn over $1 billion a year, and for California, that's over 5,300 businesses.
Newsom says the bill faced plenty of resistance, but companies like Apple and Salesforce have already indicated they will come on board.
The scale and scope of what the state of California can do, we think can move the needle.
The disclosure by these large corporations is meant to help drive the conversation in efforts to decarbonize the economy.
We said a few years ago, Mother Nature's joined the conversation, but it's vivid in places like California, where the tip of the spear, 1,100 miles of coastline. It's not theoretical, it's practical.
Governor Newsom also defending the state's decision to sue 5 major oil companies for what he calls, quote, a decades-long campaign of deception.
I'm Micah Wald, KNX News 97.1 FM.
Auto worker strike continuing. Negotiations over the weekend between the union and the companies reportedly went fairly well, but the first wave of layoffs for the non-union employees also happened.
Ford says it has laid off hundreds of non-striking workers at its Wayne, Michigan assembly plant amid the historic United Auto Workers strike against the big 3 U.S. car companies. Union workers walked off the job there and at 2 other GM and Stellantis facilities after their contract expired late Thursday. UAW leaders say talks were productive with Ford over the weekend. Union representatives are meeting with Stellantis today.
Yet the president's sending some high-level officials, he says, to try to help speed up those talks. 7:35.
Traffic with Scott Burt.
210 eastbound connector to the 118 westbound. We do have a pickup truck that flipped over there, and the transition road's pretty much blocked. You are getting by on the right shoulder, but 2 of the lanes on that transition are blocked. It's backed up to Hubbard. It is alternate worthy, really, really tough backup there. Pick up either Glen Oaks, San Fernando. You can access the 118 that way and get to the westbound side of the 118. Again, 210 eastbound connector to the 118 westbound is pretty much blocked at this point. If you opt for the 5 southbound, it's going to be tough at the Selmar down through about Rochester. There's some additional slowing off the 118 heading down toward the 170. Still have this wreck on the 101 eastbound at White Oak and Encino. That's a left lane that's taken out, backed up out of Woodland Hills, pretty much to Topanga Canyon. Victory Boulevard starting to get busy, but it is better than the freeway. Ventura Boulevard is also moving better than the 101. Westbound lanes are open, but it is going to be a slow ride. Pretty much off the 405 as you work your way out to that point there. We have a wreck on the 605 northbound at Firestone. That's a motorcycle that went down. Car pulled left lane block, adding the slowing from the 105 up to the 5. You can use Lakewood Rosemead to the west. Studebaker to get around that southbound. Quite a bit of slowing out of the Whittier area down toward the 5. Westbound commutes really tough, especially that 210 westbound off the 57 as you work your way out through the 605. Some westbound heavy out of West Covina through the 605, and that 60 westbound. More slowing from Azusa out through the 605 interchange. And heard about a wreck 91 eastbound. Green River Deep told us on the tip line. Crash there, blocking the left lane. Definitely a tough ride there heading through the Santa Ana Canyon. Next report at 7:45 from the Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
Clouds today, cooler temps staying mild, so below normal for most of this week. Right on towards Thursday or Friday, it's going to kind of be like this. Low 70s beaches, mid 70s for the base, and low 80s in the warmer spots. We've been had some drizzle this morning.
Those 5 American prisoners flown out of Tehran. Iran in a swap with the Iranian government. Part of a deal that saw nearly $6 billion in Iranian assets unfrozen. Word just moments ago that the plane has landed now in Doha, Qatar. Despite the deal, tensions remain high between the U.S. and Iran over issues including but not limited to Tehran's news.
The Ukrainian President Zelensky going to be in the U.S. to thank lawmakers for the military aid. Also meeting with the president, also speaking at the UN. It was on 60 Minutes with Scott Pelley last night. Says Putin in Russia is going to keep ready to disrupt the world whenever he can.
He's waiting for the United States to become less stable. He thinks that's going to happen during the U.S. election. He'll be looking for instability in Europe and the United States of America. He will use the risk of using nuclear weapons to fuel that instability. He will keep on threatening that.
A top Ukrainian general said their forces had recaptured a strategic village from the Russians.
Here in the U.S., we eat, on average, 1 hamburger a day. Art Sanders says there's a new study that shows it's kind of bad for the climate.
The research published in Nature Communications looks at the environmental impacts of eating meat and consuming milk at large scales. Climate and food researcher Leanie Willenberg says if we just cut eating that hamburger to every other day, it would make a major difference.
We suggest a 50% substitution, which would help reduce the greenhouse gas emissions of our food system by about a third.
The study shows that plant-based meat is a viable alternative for replacing meat eating 50% of the time. Willenberg says eating animal meat will remain an important part of diets around the world, but being mindful about your diet matters, as is realized that the level of animal meat consumed right now is not sustainable. I'm Art Sanders, KNX News 97.1 FM.
Russell Brand denying the accusations he assaulted 4 women between 2006 and 2013. One of the accusers says she was attacked at his home in L.A. He admits he was promiscuous during those years, but insists he didn't cross any lines.
During that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual. I was always transparent about that then. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play?
There's a channel in the UK that has taken him off of there. Officials say they want to know other people if they were aware of his alleged behavior.
Well, we told you recently about that common ingredient in a lot of the over-the-counter cold and flu meds that apparently did nothing to ease congestion. So a lawsuit has been filed now in the state capital area by consumers who want their money back. At least 250 products contain that compound that's ineffective, including certain varieties of Sudafed, Tylenol, and NyQuil. The lawsuit seeks class action status, and it targets 14 drug companies and major retailers.
Even if you don't buy the new iPhone, there's the update coming for yours, and there's some new stuff in there. One of them has to do with the AirPods.
One key feature Apple's introducing with its new software is designed around audio, and in particular making it so that if you're wearing Apple's AirPods Pro headphones, they'll actually detect if you're starting to have a conversation with someone and lower the volume of whatever music or video you're listening to and raise their voices so that you can immediately start talking.
There's also the voicemail transcription service that's quicker than the one it has now. And now, you have to wait for the message to load, and then it shows you this is like live. So it's like in the old days when you used to listen to someone talking on the answering machine and then decide if you wanted to pick up or not. It'll do that for you on your phone, and you can look at that. Hey, it's Vicky. Nope, sorry, I have to go.
Yeah, I'm over here with green bubbles.
You don't get any.
LA's Morning News, 741.
You're listening to the only station that covers LA and Orange County 24/7.
KNX News, now on 97.1 FM.
Let IAccidentLawyer.com fight to get you paid so you can get back on the road.
Tired of your car's transmission acting up on road trips? Trust the experts at AMCO. Don't be the laughing stock of your next family vacation. Let AMCO get you back on the road in no time. With our experienced technicians and famous AA warranty, you'll be cruising down the highway with confidence. Don't get stuck on the side of the road. Visit AMCO today. The transmission experts. Drive with confidence. Drive with AMCO. That's AA MCO.
We're speaking with Luis Di Freitas, a patient of the Nerve MD, Dr. Shaolian. Luis played water polo, was a professional bodybuilder, and is a physical therapist. Luis also suffered from neuropathy. Luis, what were your symptoms prior to seeing the Nerve MD?
Numbness, weakness, and lack of balance.
Had you seen other doctors prior to the Nerve MD?
I went to several doctors, and nobody could really give me an answer for what I had.
I understand you like to hike. How far could you hike prior to seeing the Nerve MD, Dr. Shaolian?
I was barely doing like a 4-mile hike.
And after getting treatment from the Nerve MD?
We did like 8 hours hike and covered about 10 miles, and that was pretty good.
Dr. Shaolian, a board-certified neurologist specializing in neuropathy with state-of-the-art techniques and treatments. The Nerve MD can treat and even reverse your neuropathy. Call 877-88-NERVE. Most PPO insurance accepted. The Nerve MD, 877-88-NERVE. That's 887-886-3783. The Nerve MD.
So much has changed since I started working at Sit and Sleep back in the horse and buggy days.
Right, Dad. There's so much new technology and innovation in today's mattresses.
That's why we're so excited to tell you about Sit and Sleep's exclusive Hybrid Infinity mattress.
Our Hybrid Infinity mattress combines cool gel memory foam on top for cooling comfort and pocketed coils underneath for support and airflow, starting at just $649.
More than 20,000 happy sleepers have already tried our Infinity mattress risk-free thanks to our 129 sleep trial. Plus, our Infinity mattress comes with a lifetime warranty and free shipping. No wonder there's over 1,000 five-star reviews.
Hybrid Infinity starts at just $649. And right now, with this special radio offer, you can save up to $200. Just go to infinitymattress.com today.
So for infinitely better sleep and savings of up to $200 on the latest in mattress technology, go to infinitymattress.com today. Then sleep will beat anyone's advertised price, or your mattress is free.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early, so everyone can go home on time. There's Martha, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts, so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Good morning, I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Vicki Moore. Coming up on KNX News 97.1 FM, talk again about a government shutdown. We will be talking about it with CBS News correspondent Scotty Mack. Coming up.
Latest on the person of interest detained in the ambush murder of the LA County Sheriff's deputy. News conferences this morning, 10:30. You'll hear that live right here on KNX News. 7:45 now. Traffic brought to you by Yalabuk Resort Casino in San Manuel. Scupper.
Got a couple problems here on the 605. We heard from Art and Moose on the 605 southbound between Beverly and Washington. Looks like this is going to actually be between Whittier and Washington Boulevard, where we have a crash blocking the carpool and left lane. No CHP there yet. It's backed up starting about Rose Hills right now, so it is going to get worse probably by the minute. There is some slowing off the 10 down through Valley Boulevard, so most likely it'll approach with that slowing. Best option here, maybe pick up Roseby Boulevard to the west. That should help you out if you're trying to get on through Washington or way south of that. You'll be in better shape. There is some slowing, though, getting into Santa Fe Springs as you head down toward the 5. And we still have this motorcycle ride block in the carpool and left lane. Actually, I think it's just a left lane here now. North 605 and Firestone between the 105 and the 5. So that's backed up through Rosecrans almost to Alondra on the northbound 605 there. We still have a wreck going eastbound. Stanford Avenue by giving you more opportunities to win in September and a chance to drive home in a 2023 Rolls-Royce Ghost. Find out how at Yahoo.com. Let's be 2110. Our next report, 7:55 from the Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
Clouds today, cooler temps, and it'll be like this as we go through the next couple of days, at least most of the week kind of below normal. So low 70s beaches, mid 70s inland, and then low 80s for some of the warmer spots. 747 Congress, we're going to get the government shut down. There's some scripts, they have deals, and they say, okay, how about this, how about that? But can they actually get this passed in time? Joining us live, CBS congressional correspondent Scott McFarland.
So, Scott, former Senator Judd Gregg talking this morning, saying, and I quote, for Republicans, government shutdowns are like basically playing Russian roulette with all the chambers full. If you look at the history of shutdowns, they accomplish virtually nothing in reducing spending. We always lose on this exercise. It's not necessary. So why do we keep doing it?
Yeah, it's a great question, Ricky. I can tell you that unequivocally over the past 72 hours, I've seen every single thing you expect to see if you're going through a government shutdown. Late Sunday night, Wilkinson, they figured out a deal with the House to pass a bill to keep the government open for one more month and pass new border security measures. By my survey this morning, they don't even have the votes among the Republicans to pass that thing in the House. It's a one-month extension with new border security measures. So with time running short, they're going to spend their time this week debating that bill. There are 12 days remaining to the shutdown, so that they're using the valuable time the wrong way. So we're on a casting line. But ultimately, this is a catch-22 for Congressman McCarthy and the Speaker. Either he finds Democratic, keep the government open, towards the shutdown, and if he finds Democratic, the alternative is that he loses his speakership because they're going to move on him if he doesn't deal with Democrats again. So this is a bad situation for the Speaker over the next 12 days, no matter what.
Why are they so bad at like preventable chaos when there's clear dates for things and they just can't ever make it happen? And take this or any of the other, 10 things that are on their radar in the next few months as we go through the fall. Here's another quote. I love this guy's name, Representative Mike Simpson out of Idaho. He says, we've seen this coming. I just didn't think we were dumb enough to get there.
Let's just assume you follow Mike Simpson closely because you're not that long. He's an old school guy. I mean, Congress has been around a while. He's a moderate Republican from Idaho. And he is, I think, articulate what so many people are thinking, Mike. And this is political party's problem. They take all the time in the world for themselves. They lose every ounce of it, come up against every deadline as a means to get leverage, to try to force a deal, to try to force concessions. This is what happens. This is a symptom when you have few moderates left. And there's not a lot of them around. We have two very polarized sides fighting each other. This is the end result.
Dress codes in the workplace certainly aren't what they used to be. Just in general, pretty casual. But on the floor of the Senate, I understand.
He's our fashion correspondent.
Solidly.
I don't know they're ready for more hoodies and shorts by lawmakers.
This seems to be a rule earmarked for Senator from Pennsylvania, John Bennett, the Democrat, who wear hoodies, shorts, and sandals around the Capitol complex. The Senate rules, which change, every time Gables comment comes around, rarely adjustments for fashion or other issues, but they're changing this rule to loosen the fashion restrictions to let people wear sneakers and sandals, non-tie outfits, non-coat outfits. I feel all of us, when the Senate doesn't evolve easily, it's quite a change for them, but quite a change is going to be at the Capitol. There are some people here, I can honestly wear shorts.
Are we going to see maybe at one point like crop tops? Is that going to
Well, as a husband of a public school teacher, I hear a lot about what that's doing in public schools. It's not helping keep on task. It's not helping the boys being distracted. You don't need that in the Capitol in any context.
Scott McFarland on the record? No crop
You got
tops.
it now. As we're back to beer budgets after 2 years of the champagne taste. Here's Dick Budisk.
Yeah, you got that right. The revenge spending after COVID shutdowns was poured into the champagne industry, but now the head of Moet Hennessy tells Bloomberg champagne consumption is shrinking back to normal pre-pandemic levels. Not good news for them. Nothing destroys employee morale like layoffs by the thousands, followed by a return to office mandates. That was the situation at Facebook over Seattle platforms earlier this year, but now employees tell Bloomberg things are a lot better. As Meta is starting to hire workers back. On Wall Street, the Dow
beauty. Korean brands and businesses are so hot right now, so this is big. Listen up. For the first time ever outside of Korea, the World Korean Business Convention is coming here to Southern California. Don't wait. Get your tickets now. It's October 11th through the 14th at the Anaheim Convention Center. You know, Korea is known around the world for its cutting-edge technology, beauty products, the food, and of course the music. Hear from and connect with top global brand leaders. The website, wkbc.us. If you want to do business with Korea or do more K-business or learn more about Korean business culture, this event is for you. wkbc.us. General admission is $50, but you can get in free with the promo code 2023-WKBC. That's promo code 2023-WKBC. It is the World Korean Business Convention in Anaheim. Don't miss it. Register today at WKBC.us.
Give DowneyHyundai.com a try. New or used, they guarantee to satisfy.
John Waters released his iconic film Pink Flamingos in 1972, and today he's getting a star on the Walk of Fame. It's over by the Old Capitan, right by one of his favorite stores, the Larry Edmonds Bookshop. And on a book tour last year, he told the crowd about working in Hollywood.
They treated me fairly. One thing you should know, if you don't want them to tell you what to do, then make your film on a cell phone camera. If you want a house, you listen to what they have to say. It's how it works.
He was behind Hairspray as well. You might know that one. Serial Mom, Cry Baby. Ricky Lake and some others will be joining him at 11:30 this morning for that ceremony. 7:55.
Traffic now. Scott Bird.
Well, they issued a signal here for the 210 eastbound heading into Lakeview Terrace. This crash we've been telling you about with an overturned pickup truck. East 210 to the 118 westbound. That connector road is at least partially blocked. You're actually getting by on the right shoulder, so both lanes are blocked on the transition road. Fortunately, you can get through. It is a pretty tough ride, though, starting well before Hubbard at this point on the 210 eastbound. So Glen Oaks, San Fernando will help you out there. You can also use Foothill Boulevard. Should be moving better than the freeway. If you do opt for the 5 to bypass yourself around that, it is going to be slow southbound out of Newhall down through Roxford with additional slowing through the 118, heading down toward the 170. Looks like they took this wreck off the freeway in Encino, 101 eastbound at White Oak. But still a really tough ride running around Winnetka. That's going to be slow out to the 405. There's some additional slowing around Coldwater Canyon heading into the Studio City area. Quite a bit of westbound slowing, too, out of Studio City, working your way out through the 405 into Encino. We heard from Alfonso. He was on the 105 westbound around the 710. He said all lanes were stopped. He saw a couple of ambulances go by. Don't have anything reported as of yet, but it looks like there might be a crash in the area. Certainly a lot of slowing there through the 710 into the Willowbrook area out through about Wilmington, and slow again through the 110 freeway out to Crenshaw Boulevard there on the westbound 105. Northbound 405, if you're trying to get to the airport, that is going to be quite slow there through the 110 as you work your way up to Inglewood Avenue. And two problems, 605, northbound at Firestone, still clearing a motorcycle crash there, back up from the 91, and a wreck south 605 before Washington Boulevard, blocking a carpool in left lane. Backed up there pretty much from the 10 freeway. Next report at 8:05 from the Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
Another day that's going to be pretty mild. We got the clouds again this morning. We've seen some drizzle, a little bit cloudy or a mix kind of this afternoon. Temps in the 70s and 80s. Beaches, low 70s. Basin, a few degrees higher than that. And then warmer spots going to get into just the low 80s. So cooler than normal. And looks like we will be doing this for most of this week.
So they have been working around the clock to find whoever is responsible for the ambush murder of this LA County Sheriff's deputy in Palmdale. And this morning came the word that a person of interest has been detained. More in minutes.
Hi, it's Jennifer York with a question I'd like you to think about. How long have you been struggling with your weight? Has it been months? Years? Maybe your entire life? You hate the way your clothes fit and how the extra weight makes you feel, right? Well, it's time to do something about it. If you need to lose 50 pounds or more, the team at West Medical is ready to help you change your life. Trust me, these folks are the real deal. For over a decade, West Medical has helped people lose life-changing weight and keep it off with the latest minimally invasive weight loss procedures. No fads, no gimmicks, just real life-changing results. If you or your spouse has a PPO health insurance plan, your procedure may be covered. They work with all PPO health insurances like Aetna, Anthem Blue Cross, United Healthcare, Cigna, and more. So don't let another day go by being unhappy with your weight. Call 1-800-WESTMED and get started right now. Call 1-800-WESTMED. That's 1-800-937-8633 or visit westmedical.com today.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
Close
Carl's Jr.'s new Big Char Chili Burger is big on caliber flavor, big on spice, with melted pepper jack cheese and spicy sensei sauce. Big on smoky sweet heat with whole fire-roasted charred anise chili. And big on steakings with the Big Char Chili Combo. Get the big, bold, smoky flavor of the new Carl's Jr. Big Char Chili Burger with small fries and drink for just $7.99. Tax not included for limited time. Price and participation may vary.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. September is World Ozone Month, so it's a great month to get rid of all your aerosol sprays and replace them with eco-friendly options. Also, be sure to check your air conditioner to make sure it doesn't have any leaks, and schedule any necessary repairs or maintenance. The ozone layer will thank you. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol. When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
KNX FM and HD, Los Angeles.
SoCal's only 24/7 connection.
Coming up to big news this morning, there is a person of interest now detained after that sheriff's deputy was killed, ambushed in Palmdale.
They're supposed to talk again sometime this week, talking about the writer's strike.
There's big price increases at the gas pump. Last 3 days, you're up a quarter or more.
This is KNX News, 97.1 FM.
8 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Exergen Thermometers.
I'm Peter King. 5 Americans have just arrived in Doha, hours after the Iranian government released them. The U.S. part of that deal includes the release of 5 Iranians being held here and freeing up of some $6 billion in Iranian assets. Chief Foreign Correspondent Margaret Braddock.
The 5 Americans and 2 of their family members left Tehran on a Qatari plane, headed for Doha, and that is where they will finally be in U.S. custody. That is where they'll be on the tarmac for about an hour, according to what sources familiar have told me. They will be given cell phones that are U.S. government owned to be able to call their family members, and they will finally be free.
In a written statement, President Biden says he's thankful for their release while demanding accountability for Bob Levinson, retired FBI agent last seen in Iran in 2007. The president's son, Hunter, is suing the IRS, saying the 2 agents violated his right to privacy and went public with tax information as they investigated his case. Day 4 of the UAW strike has business owners near auto plants worried. CBS's Chris Van Cleave spoke with one woman whose restaurant is a favorite hangout for the auto workers.
At Tony M's in Lansing, Michigan, auto workers account for up to 40% of the restaurant's business. Owner Tamara Farrell worries without a deal, the strike could expand to the auto plant down the street.
It's going to be tight, and I think it'll affect my employees first. We'll have to cut back on hours, find a way to make it.
Pennsylvania State Police say they've recaptured all 9 juvenile inmates who escaped from a detention center last night in Morgantown, PA. Here's KYW's Jim Jimenez.
Police say they overtook 2 female staffers, got keys, and left the building. They then slipped out of the weak point of the fencing. They then had to deal with the elements, the rain and cooler temperatures. And close to 6 in the morning, State Police Trooper Dave Bain says 4 of the teens went over to a house about 4 miles away.
Basically banged on the door. They were done. They were tired. They were cold. We went there, took them into custody.
Then, close to an hour later, police got a call about a stolen pickup truck in that same area. There was a brief chase, and police eventually arrested the rest of the teens. Tim Jimenez for CBS News, Philadelphia.
Apple's iPhone 15 is out. CBS News tech contributor Ian Shure says there are several innovative new features.
One key feature Apple's introducing with its new software is designed around audio, and in particular making it so that if you're wearing Apple's AirPods Pro headphones, they'll actually detect if you're starting to have a conversation with someone and lower the volume of whatever music or video you're listening to and raise their voices so that you can immediately start talking.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 8. This is CBS News.
Exergen Thermometers are a top choice of medical professionals at highly ranked hospitals across the U.S. Accuracy matters, so make Exergen the chosen thermometer for your home and family.
currently in a neighborhood that's just under a 10-minute drive from the Palmdale Sheriff's Station. Definitely attention being focused here. I've seen multiple sheriff's cruisers, one of them blocking the street, multiple media outlets here as well. Now, that said, at this point, I cannot confirm whether this is related to the person of interest that has been detained, but of course we're going to try to confirm that. Meanwhile, here's Sheriff Robert Luna.
Ryan's not coming home. And Ryan wasn't only a deputy sheriff for the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, but he was a son. He was a grandson. He had just been engaged 4 days ago. He had so much ahead of him. And this coward, or cowards, took his life.
There he was talking about Deputy Ryan Klinkenbrummer. He is the one that was shot and ultimately killed on a Saturday evening. He was waiting at a red light in his patrol car that was out on Sierra Highway and East Avenue Q around 6 o'clock Saturday evening. Sheriff Luna is expected to provide us more information regarding that person of interest at a press conference later this morning. We will be there and bring it to you live. Mike and Vicki.
All right, Margaret, thanks. There was a visual last night. With Palmdale Station, LA County Supervisor Catherine Barber was there saying law enforcement, they enjoy widespread support in the area.
When there was a lot of rhetoric about defund law enforcement up in the Palmdale, Lancaster area, the residents came together to say, hey, we don't want to defund, we want a safe community. So, this is consistent with the community up there.
Just that that's being felt across the law enforcement community all across Southern California.
When I talk to the homicide teams that were up there, and I talk to the men and women in the station, this is something that is going to forever be an impact on the department.
And it was third generation. His father and grandfather were also deputies. And that news conference he is set for 10:30 this morning. We will have it live.
8:05.
Traffic now. Scott Bird.
All right, we have this signaler here on the 210 eastbound connector to the 118 westbound. That's where we had a work truck flip over. 2 left lanes are blocked on the transition road, which is basically the entire connector. It's the right shoulder that's you're getting by out here on the 210 eastbound. That's the reason for the backup through Hubbard Street. Easy alternates, Glen Oaks, San Fernando. You can get to the 118 that way, or Foothill Boulevard will also help you out there. Again, that's the 210 eastbound to the 118 westbound. Now, if you opt for the southbound 5 as an alternate, it is up right at Newhall heading into the Pacoima area, pretty much down toward the 170 interchange. And if you go into the southbound 405, that's jammed up starting at Sherman Way down through Getty Center Drive. They finally cleared that 101 eastbound crash at White Oak, all lanes open. It's tough from Woodland Hills, though, as you work your way into Studio City. The westbound side, not exactly great, slowing right off the 170 interchange out through the 405 freeway. 170 southbound, a tough ride down toward the 134 with more slowing from Santa Monica Boulevard down toward the 4-level interchange. Looks like that wreck 605 southbound before Washington is still there in the carpool and left lane. That's backed up from the 10, but they did clear the northbound problem, that motorcycle wreck 605 northbound at Firestone. Still a residual backup from Rosecrans heading up to the 5 freeway. Orange County have a problem here on the northbound side of the 5 at 17th and Santa Ana. Looks like a 2-car crash there. Might have a lane block because it does look a little extra tough out of Irvine back toward the 133. The southbound 5 is going to be tough through the Orange Crush as you work your way down past the 55, and really heavy on the 22 eastbound from Garden Grove, right around Beach Boulevard, actually, as you work your way to and through the Orange Crush interchange. Next report at 8:15 from the Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
Another day that's going to be pretty mild today. Got the clouds again this morning. Saw some drizzle, cloudy or a mix of sun and clouds for this afternoon. 70s and 80s, low 70s beaches, low 80s, warmer spots. And then like this for at least most of the week.
Gas prices just keep going up between Friday and this morning, at least a quarter more if you waited, so that's kind of lousy. LA County, we're at about $5.92, Orange County, $5.91, and Patrick DeHaan, he's with Gas Buddy, talking about the issues.
Well, a lot of this has to do with the refinery, the Chevron refinery in El Segundo that suffered a flaring event in the last week, which is indicative of another refinery issue happening. And with the cascade of refinery issues that's been ongoing for the last several weeks, if not month or longer, we're seeing gasoline production be impacted relatively quickly.
Yeah, you've got the price of oil also over $90 a barrel, and the winter blend, we're not going to see that in Southern California until maybe late October, so they're saying look for price changes, perhaps November 1st.
Hollywood on strike. Now the latest from KNX News, 97.1 FM.
Drew Barrymore said last week, talk show's coming back, going to restart production. They were going to do it today, but she said this weekend it's not going to happen because there was so much backlash because the strike is on. She put the apology video on Instagram.
I deeply apologize to writers. I deeply apologize to unions. I deeply apologize.
A couple other shows backing away. Jennifer Hudson's show, The Talk, say they'll wait for the strikes to end. Kate Fortmuller is at Georgia State and tells us some people are underestimating what the writers bring to these talk shows.
Some people have deluded themselves that writers are not as important as they are. I don't know why anyone would want to watch a talk show that's not using its normal writers. If you enjoyed the show in the past, scab writers are not necessarily going to bring you the same experience of the show.
The View is still on, so they're getting picketed ahead of their broadcast.
Writers and the studios could be meeting this week. Here's Heather Jordan.
Negotiators with both the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers and the WGA have agreed to meet at the bargaining table once again. Now, the last time they reportedly met was back in mid-August, but talks ended up stalling. The writers went on strike months ago, back in May, and just last week they suggested that some traditional Hollywood studios break away from the AMPTP and reach a deal directly with the union. Well, we contacted the AMPTP, and they referred to their statement online that said all of its members are committed and eager to reach a fair deal and to working together with the WGA. I'm Heather Jordan, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
Yeah, DirecTV, turn on Channel 5. It's back after 2.5 months. They got pulled from the lineup because the two sides, there's another one of these fights over how much gets paid to carry the channel, and they're still trying to work on the deal, but they say they are at least closer now, so they've decided to bring back Channel 5, KTLA, on DirecTV while they finish this up.
An arrest has been made in connection with a jewelry theft at a Kohl's last month. Thieves got away with about $74,000 of merch. This is at the store in Seal Beach. Now they say one of the guys was arrested after being detained at a separate robbery at a Kohl's in Chino. At it again. He's in Orange County at the jail there, where they say he's admitted to being one of the guys in that Seal Beach security video. LA's Morning News, 8:11.
While you're busy today, we're keeping tabs on the news.
An update on your ride home. LA's Afternoon News with Rob, Karen, and Brian.
Shop fresh fruit at Whole Foods Market. Get organic Honeycrisp apples for $3.29 per pound with Prime through September 19th. Build a delightfully refreshing fruit bowl with best of season produce. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
What's the biggest thing to consider when making a life-changing decision, like a smile transformation? I'll tell you, it's experience. And that's what you get at Honey Dental. They've been making smiles great since 1968 and offer the experience like no one else can with the latest technology in the teeth and a date procedure called Infinitive. Don't suffer with